talk about 10-year-old tweets is. Like, obviously, if there was something in my life that
Because we're offended. We got kids. We offended. We support No Jumper. We watch it.
I got kids
If
too, but
this
I
is
still understand
yeah.
like the concept of a joke or the concept of an edgy joke, and
But
I understand why
this
you
is
guys want
But let
context
me
of
tell
it,
you
but
why
I also
let me
just
tell you why we're concerned though,
uh,
because even though you say that these are quotes and shit from other people, you put it on your thing. So even though you can put it on everyone's shows, movies, comedy skits, you thought that was great to repost that. So I don't give a fuck if it says, "Oh, killing little babies and doing this, that, and the third is fun." Oh well, that's a quote from Aleister Crowley. But you're obviously putting that out there, letting it be known that you find either it humorous or you think it's cool. I would
no,
rather you
yeah, I
say,
thought it
you know
was
what,
I
I
thought it
was,
was funny at the time, like just like I'm explaining, at that time, I mean, I could find tweets from all your favorite celebrities that are way more offensive than anything that those same people would say on social media these days. I feel like everybody has learned to just not say anything even close to offensive because everybody is so quick to cancel you or whatever. And, I'm the same way where I might think that some shit is funny and I just won't tweet it, won't say it on the podcast, etc., because everybody just knows these days that everybody's thirsty as fuck to cancel somebody. So, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, are you accusing me of fucking doing some crazy shit like in those tweets? Or you might not think it's funny. And I agree that in retrospect, of course, it doesn't seem funny, but I'm sure you like understand the concept of me thinking something was funny in a completely different world 12 years ago, right?
well, I've accepted that white people have a different type of sense of humor. I've hung out with white people. I've watched certain movies, and the sense of humor is different. And I even said that when we first discovered it. I said, Wack, they got a different sense of humor. They even play with the gay shit sometimes. Like I noticed they even find some sense of humor in that. They don't really be gay, but they sex play each other and do little weird shit. And I'm just looking at it like, even though a lot of these is from a long time ago, our biggest concern is when these type of situations get discovered, and the person, yeah, even if they've changed. Justin Bieber, he had that one song where he was like nigga 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 nigga, and they're like, well, he was 14 at the time. They said, you know what, he's grown, he's reading the Bible now, he's got his wife, he's being a father, like he's out the way. So people are like, okay, he was a kid. But when we see someone like you, and that is successful at what he's doing, and we see these type of tweets that were going out, it makes us question, who are we supporting? Like, are like some people, like I made the graphic PTR, right, Adam, with your picture on it.
Okay.
That's our profile pic. Some of the members didn't want to wear it. You know what I mean? I made it, to show support if you come in, to the app, and come into the room to talk to us. But some of them didn't want to wear it because they're like, man, I want to talk to him first. I knew you weren't going to come on here and say, yes, I used to like little kid. I knew you weren't going to say any of that, but they still it was still a conversation that needs to be had, because I don't want to support someone if they think that a child being taken advantage of is humor, or a woman being raped is humor, or like if someone thinks that's funny, I don't want to support that, because I have kids, and I wouldn't support anybody like that, and know that I have kids, and know that I have nieces, and I've been a kid before, because that's the type of humor, dark comedy, that I'm definitely not into. Nor do I think anyone on stage or on this panel will say that they're into that. We have women that were highly offended, and even though I told you about those two women who made the accusations, right? Even though they're not underage, it still ties into this sexual type tweets. Whether it's referred to as children, or if it's referred to in regards to rape, it's still something that's highly offensive. And for people to see this now after supporting No Jumper for so long, it's like, why the hell wouldn't we want to address it? We're not saying, oh, shut it down and
Right.
get the hell up out of here, but we're definitely like, well, shit, we fuck with you, and you bring so many black artists and entertainers into your platform and chop it up, and so automatically that's going to draw a lot of minorities as well to come and check it out because of the people you talk to. So
Nah,
we want to
definitely,
make
yeah,
sure that that everything is good, because we are supporters of it.
for sure. And I mean, I that's why I'm here in the first place is because like I told Wack at first, like, nah, I don't want to do an interview about it because that shit first like got exposed online or whatever in like 2018, and I feel like I spoke on it then, and if anybody wanted to see an explanation at the time they could have gone and seen that. But I'm, I don't feel like I have anything to hide. Like the only thing that we're talking about is me thinking some shit was funny what, like 12 years ago. So I feel you. Like, I understand why you would be upset about that because, as a father now, there's shit that I joked around about at that time that I would never, ever dream in a million years. Even like, there's been things like jokes people made to me on the podcast about my kid or, sort of just like referencing children in some way that I had to like tell the team, like, nah, edit that out because I look at shit way different now. And, all the dark humor shit, I feel like when you're younger, like a lot of people would point out like, oh, you were 27 at the time or whatever. Like that's true. But I also was like hanging out with all these 19, 20, 21-year-old kids because I was running a BMX team, So, I mean, I really like don't like there's a big part of me that is just like whatever, I don't give a fuck if people are offended by some shit I said in 2010. It is what it is. But at the same time, I hear what you're saying, and I want to come in here and just make it perfectly explicitly clear what I stand for, especially because I got all these different dudes who probably look at those tweets like TRELL or AD who look at that and they think it looks crazy, and they got kids too, and I'm sure that they know me so well that they don't even give a fuck enough to be like, oh, Adam, explain this. But they all know that I got an offensive ass sense of humor. Anybody who's watched the No Jumper show knows that I'm always pushing the line, that I'm always trying to, make a joke out of something that nobody else wants to joke about or whatever. That's kind of like my whole personality, is just to push the limits of what we were allowed to joke around about or whatever. And back in 2010 on Twitter, there were no fucking limits. There was no rules. You could post anything on that shit and people would just laugh their asses off. And I'm sure if I looked, I could find all kinds of crazy examples. But it's I want to get both points across, which is that, well, the main point is just I want to get across like I feel you. I understand why that shit looks crazy and why it's offensive, but again, it was just jokes at the time, and a lot of that stuff I regret, and I apologize to anyone it does offend. But at the same time, I mean that it's not. They were never meant to be taken literally, and it was all stuff that I was probably tweeting at 2 a.m, drunk as fuck for the most part, just
That's what I
laughing
was
about
about
some
to say,
stupid shit.
bro. That's what I
Huh?
was about to say. I look. I'm a pretty good judgment of character, right? So one thing I do know is like I know you. I know where you at. I know where your heart at. I know how you know how you take care of your family and shit like that. How you are around other people's family members and kids and women and shit. And none of that is you. I'll say this: once upon a time, I said a bunch of offensive shit too about motherfuckers today that I call my comrades and my brothers because they wore a blue rag. We
Right.
talking 10, 12 years ago. We talking about when niggas was jumping on social media trying to find a way, doing shit back when niggas was planking and laying in the middle of freeways and doing all anything to get fucking attention, right? So, and I told Reek, I said, Reek, I ain't gonna front. A young Adam, that nigga probably was on shrooms, high as a motherfucker and on some just saying anything. I said, what I do recognize is this. He never went back and tried to delete shit. That's why I was there to be found.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Facts.
I respect I respect you apologizing and answering these questions, man.
I got to do
You
that as
know,
a dad, because I'm gonna be
yeah.
real with you. Like my day was oriented around my kid. Like I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning so I could play with my kid for a couple hours before I showered and went to work. I rushed home after work so that I could see my kid and give her a bath for like an hour before I hopped on this shit. Like there's a big part of me, like Wack will tell you that when Wack had an issue with me before and we didn't see eye to eye, my attitude was basically like, all right, well, if that's how you feel, then it is what it is. And that's going at somebody who, from my perspective, is basically one of the most powerful people in the streets of LA. And I still was just like, hey, if you don't like how I'm moving, then it is what it is. I'm
Yo,
there's a
that's
there's a
why
tiny
I
part of me.
say, Adam,
Yeah,
that's your character. Like,
yeah.
first I thought, I'm like, yo, this motherfucking white boy flexing on me, right? But that's just you. You don't mean nothing by it. That's just you. Like, you got this cocky, oh well, fuck it, dude. But I don't mean no harm, but that's what it is, type of personality. So, like, I had to respect it. You know what I mean? And eventually, shit, you called me. Hey, what? Want to get to work? And like I was like, oh, he do fuck with me. And it just went from there.
But yeah, what I'm
Hey,
saying is like I don't want to take that attitude towards everybody in this room of oh nah like I ain't apologizing for shit. Like I get how that shit's offensive and I wouldn't make those jokes now. And to a certain extent, I wish that everybody would just get it that at the time Twitter was way different. But I wanted to explain the context and everything just so people could understand where I'm really coming from. Like my kid is my whole life right now, like and there was never a time period where I thought that like, hurting a kid was funny or cool or some shit like that. But definitely there was a time period where it seemed like an okay thing to joke about, which I couldn't do that now. It hits too close to home. Plus the internet is a totally different place. But, I understand why you guys want an explanation about that. I just want to make that clear that I'm not coming in on some cocky shit like I don't owe anybody an
because
explanation, you know?
because I can imagine if someone made a joke about your daughter or your son, you wouldn't find it funny, and even if they were 20 and young, you
Hell
would
no.
probably highly be offended.
No, it's up for sure.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
and
academics in here. I just pinged them up.
Oh, for
okay.
Hey,
real?
bring
So,
him up. So
Yeah.
Adam, another
hey,
thing though,
Finally.
like, and
y'all
another
y'all
thing, Adam, is
mod them
this,
up. There
right?
we go.
The I told him you're not a racist, only on Wednesdays, right?
God
It was
damn.
some black joke. I'm just fucking around with y'all. It
And
was some black. It was
I
some
got a
black jokes in there. Shout out to academics. I like when he's around because I know I got a fairly large head.
Yo, Wack,
you
you
in
a
the you
fool,
in
man.
Nah,
you
listen.
in
Wax in
the
the
matrix.
Matrix.
Hey, watch
Oh, we
that.
lost him.
Hey,
Academics. Go
academics,
follow
I got a
people.
word for
Wow,
you,
man.
bro.
Yo,
Hey, hold on, chill, chill. I'm
that
finna
nigga
reset
Act
the
got
room.
brains, my nigga. Act got brains. That's why that nigga smart. That nigga got face out. You know what
All
I'm
right, I'm gonna
saying?
Welcome to
reset the
Yeah,
Trolls
room real
hey,
quick
Nation.
yeah, hey, yeah, reset,
That's
because I
Reek.
got question. I got a question
Yeah.
for King Trail because King Trail be with him, and I
oh
still got
yeah.
a question for him if you don't mind. Is he still in here?
Yeah, I'm in here, brother. Let's do it.
All right, for sure. Let me reset the room. Hey, welcome to Trolls Nation. If you're new to the room, welcome. This is the Trolls Nation room on the Clubhouse app. If you're on stage and an artist, you want to come up or you want to stay on stage, don't act bougie. Go ahead and troll up top. Hit the greenhouse. Join the club. Follow the moderators on stage. You see what's going on. This evening, No Jumpers Adam22 speaks. We got WACK100 in the building. We got Benzino in the building. We got Akademiks in the building. You know what I mean? And you already know, man, we got Trolls Nation in the building. So we're gonna keep it rocking. So King Trail, man, my question is for you. How long have you been working with Adam22?
Now, probably going on like 7 months.
7 months. And have you ever seen any tweets from him that you've had to correct him on, or any offensive tweets that you felt some type of way about?
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. The first time I seen the tweets is when you niggas brought it up. And then I brought it up. I'm like, what these niggas talking about? I'm scared to look at it, cuz. I'm like, what they talking about? Then he sent me the link. And just like y'all, I was like, oh no. I'm like, I'm start thinking like, man, hold on, man. This nigga around my kids. I'm gonna have to watch this nigga give my kid a soda or something. I'm gonna have to fuck at him up. But I'm like, at that point though, I'm like, just being around him for the last 7 months, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this dude is like, he real cool. Like, his humor is dark. He does say offensive shit. I did
Okay.
take offense to the jokes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He did those tweets a long time ago, like anybody would. I got
Hell
5
yeah.
kids, you feel me? Like, all those tweets are offensive, you know what I'm saying? If he was from a gang or whatever, or not, whatever, whatnot, we would have the DP out the gate. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But I don't know how to reprimand him other than telling my real homie that and check him. You know what I'm saying? Like a real nigga will. Like, hey, don't ever do no shit like that again. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Because you do have
so
one. Go ahead.
besides them old tweets, you ain't seen no current tweets or nothing in the 7 months that you working with them in regards to kids or something where you was
Nah.
offended by?
Bro, that
Okay,
Nah,
was
that's
nothing
cool.
twelve
that,
years
nothing
ago.
that, nah, hell no, nothing that I get offended by what this nigga do. Cause if you know him, like, nigga just crazy, he just be saying wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to take like too serious or nothing like that, man. He just be saying wild shit, gay shit. Like he is one of them white guys that try to sex
Yeah.
play a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. And if you into the jokes, he'll keep doing them. Like you just gotta check him on it. Like, hey, hold on, don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me like that, but. Other than that, man, he a cool dude, loyal dude. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So
I don't take nothing out of context. You know what I'm saying. He's straight, man.
he ever got at you with any racist jokes?
You know what I'm saying. He's semi-racist, but I'm racist too. You know what I'm saying with the jokes.
Oh
I'm with
man.
the, you know what I'm saying? I'm with the Mexican jokes, white jokes. That's what we do on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, your heart gotta be strong on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? If your heart ain't strong, you can't come on there. You know what I'm saying? I might say anything to myself. You know what I'm saying? So I be saying wild shit if you be watching it too. So yeah, like he be saying little shit, but I be saying shit too. You know what I'm saying? And we got a Hispanic homie on there that be saying shit too. Like that's just like how we get down. You know what I'm saying? Like blacks and browns anyway. You know what I'm saying? We won. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I really don't even take nothing to heart. You feel me?
Yeah, but everybody don't play with them type of jokes. So, do you make him consciously aware? Like, yeah, these black jokes might fly with me, but somebody else hear it, or you try to shoot one of them, they gonna take it offensive because I don't know Adam 22. So you're
Oh
giving a
God.
great testimony on him being a solid dude, and he don't got no malice behind it. But if I just seen him in the streets and I just heard him on the phone say some racist shit, I'm gonna be on him. Like, what the fuck is this about? You get what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Certain jokes is for certain people. You feel me? You supposed to know what you're doing and how you doing it. That's like saying blood and cuz. You can't say that shit to everybody. You feel me? Like certain people gonna take certain offense to certain things. Like I'm pretty sure like he know what's up. He a grown ass man. He know who to say that shit and who not to say that shit to. You feel me? But just in the profession that we in, you know what I'm saying? We just doing what we like to do. We saying however, you know what I'm saying? We saying what we want to say. But as far as going out in the streets and going out into like civilization saying some wild shit like that, like niggas ain't doing that.
Yeah,
I
like yo,
damn sure crack white jokes on Adam. So
Yeah.
shit, if I crack a white
my whole
joke
thing
on him,
with the podcast in general is that I feel like a podcast is all about just building up the best possible rapport and communication between people, right? And in my case, like we got Housephone, AD, and TRELL who are black. We got Duno who's Mexican, and then I'm the white guy. We got some other white guys who come on a little bit and shit. But I think I think the best version of the podcast is closer to real life. And I know from my experience in real life, every black dude I know who's friends with Mexicans will make a fucking joke about a fucking taco or a quesadilla or whatever the fuck it is. And that's normal. Like that's real life. Like I'm so used to every black dude that I'm friends with making some jokes about me being white. And it's only a matter of time until, I'm obviously very conscious of the history of this country and the inequality between black and white people. And I don't want to act like I think it's like, oh, somebody called me a cracker, so I can call them a blank. That's definitely not the case. But I do think that like the best possible scenario for a podcast is just everybody being so comfortable with each other that they could say the shit that they would say behind closed doors, and that the people who are watching will be able to laugh at it because they know that you're really friends and you're really not trying to hurt each other,
Yeah.
AD down there, CEO.
yeah,
What's up,
bring
Oh,
nigga?
okay.
We
That's
just
good
it.
to
picked him
hear.
up. We picked him up.
AD.
What's happening?
Oh, Whack, you in the Matrix. What's
Yeah,
what's going on, AD?
What's happening?
yo, what up, AD up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what I
yeah, we
what I
got him.
What
missed,
up,
man? I'm over
loco?
here doing some last minute Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't brought a gift yet.
Better
Hey,
get
Hey,
get
You
D.
brought
excited.
shit
hey,
all year, huh?
I
You
want you
better
to
have them.
get I want you to get 80 perspective on what you just asked me too. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? Ask that nigga
oh
the
no,
same
facts.
question.
No, facts. I'm definitely gonna ask him. So I'm glad he here. He came in the room the other night. So what I mean. Thank you for pulling up, AD. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
So we just went over some offensive tweets from 2010. I'm not gonna read them again. They disgusting. They horrible. You know what
I
I
know the
mean?
shit.
And yeah. So what I want to know is, how long have you been working with him? How long have you been in contact with Adam?
Adam picked me up about almost 2 years ago now.
2 years ago. And in the 2 years of you knowing him, have you seen any offensive, sexually orientated tweets towards kids?
Fuck no. Why
Okay, yeah,
niggas,
cause
listen, niggas ain't about to play the homie on here, cuz we ain't gonna do that. You
nah.
know,
He already said that they're
Nah,
old tweets.
we asked
We
Trill
already
the
we already
same
went through it.
shit.
Yeah. So and has he ever said anything to you where you took offense to it and you had to correct him? And As far as
Only
some of the
only
type of
one
jokes
only
and
one
humor he
time the
got.
nigga made a joke that I was a thief, but he
Oh.
don't like when I talk about that. That was it.
Okay.
Just a joke. Just a joke. I
Just a
have
joke.
eight. Yo, that's one other thing I want to say too, though, is that man, like I got crazy amounts of respect for AD and TRELL and shit because yeah, I've been doing this business for a long time, but the heart of the business was always just me doing interviews. And when I met AD is when I really started to realize like, oh shit, like there's a lot of really dope personalities in LA that might not necessarily be getting a chance from a lot of other media companies, you know? And like as soon as I brought AD in and realized like how much the No Jumper fans fucked with him and how much like they really appreciated seeing him grow as a broadcaster and everything since he was a little rough around the edges in the beginning. That just really like motivated the fuck out of me to really like start taking No Jumper to where it's at now, where we have all these different hosts. And that's really an AD thing. Like he showed me what was possible with No Jumper. To be real.
Okay. All right. Well, salute to AD. So AD,
Yeah.
has he? So it was some comments about him being racist. Has he ever called you a nigga or made you feel like he was on some
Man,
racist
if the
shit?
hey, listen, if that he know damn well I talk to him like this every day. If he called me a nigga, I'll beat the dog shit out of that nigga, boy. That's my hey, that's my homeboy. Let me tell you something. Ain't none of that shit going down over there. We ain't saying that. He ain't got no nigga pass. He don't even press that. Listen, I do the news with the nigga every morning, damn near. You feel me? Even when the N word come up, the nigga goes, ah, ah, like he looks at me every fucking time. Cause I ain't like that. Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. If I thought Cub was rapist, a pedophile, anything like that, I
He
wouldn't even
wouldn't
work
be
there. You
fucking
feel
with
me?
it. Yeah.
I
Hell
wouldn't
yeah.
be. This nigga literally put the battery in my back. Like everybody know me in the city, gangster rapping and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, quarantine happened. The nigga said, "Hey, I got a Snapchat show." I thought I was gonna do this shit one time. You feel me? The motherfucker, he was like, "Hey, you want to keep doing this shit?" I'm like, "Damn, quarantine happened. I'm down the street anyway, man. Let me come here and do this shit." And then the nigga said, "Oh man, I think you should have your own show." I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was, contemplating on doing this shit because, niggas in the streets is like, oh, you shouldn't do this and do that. It's going to fuck up your music and all that. Man, I said, man, fuck that. Cuz God give me an opportunity. Man, look, I'm going to sit there and take it. And bro, it's been the best decision, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit opened up so many doors. And, a lot of motherfuckers, they always, you know what I'm saying, labels and everybody always thought, oh, AD's a problem. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, we like your music, but you a liability and shit like that. When it came down to acting, when it came down to everything that I ever wanted to do, my own people always shut the door on me. So here come this white nigga that's telling me, hey, you got the potential, I believe in you and shit like that. And nigga, put me on a fucking platform, bro, without nigga, I didn't come there for money, bro. I was really trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, do some shit for my career. And them niggas gave me a check and I was like, well, I wasn't expecting this shit, but I appreciate this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it kept moving from there. And then the nigga Adam literally told me, he said, hey, listen, AD, we don't know what the fuck is going on like in the streets and stuff. If there's dope people that you think should be a part of the platform, hey, we gonna trust your judgment and shit. I literally been bringing in motherfuckers, bro. That's gang
Gina.
members, my nigga. You feel me? My brother came straight out of prison. That nigga Adam hired them, bro. Put him on camera, made him security. You
Oh,
feel
that's
me? I done came
dope.
and bought T-Rail. That's what I'm saying, bro. I bought Gina through that motherfucker. As soon as I seen Duno, I said I want to keep him. So Cud gave me free reign and Cud and pay, bro. And bro, nigga making a lot of fucking money on top of that, bro, and changing a nigga's whole perspective on all this shit.
I'm
Well,
getting jealous. I'm getting jealous though, AD, because I kind of gave you a shot. I showed up for a crip. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool though. I'm gonna let you get all the
Hey,
white
hey,
dude all the praise.
hey,
I'm
it's
going
crazy.
back.
It's crazy too. It's crazy too because Unc, you feel me? Because Unc had prior problems with Adam. You feel me? And when I told him, I said, "Hey, Wack coming up here." The nigga Adam didn't even believe me. He like, "No, he ain't coming here to fuck with me." That nigga Wack came straight on my show and said, "Hey, listen, you hire one of us, nigga. I ain't got no problem with you and shit like that, nigga. AD one of us, nigga, and it's been love ever since." And you feel me? Like everything that we've been doing and moving and shit like that, bro, them niggas been giving me free reign, my nigga, other than like real regular homie type shit and stuff. Cause I talk to him like this. I'll say I'll beat your ass. I do all that shit. Ain't no extorting going on, bro. It's all love. It's like family. You
so
feel what I'm
let
saying?
me let me interject, AD. Let me interject. You know, I understand that he's providing opportunities for brother, and I told him, you have a lot of black celebrities and entertainers come to your platform, and uh, a lot of the a lot of the doors you open up, and allow artists to come in, opportunities is being created. But the way this conversation even came about is when Charleston White made some offensive comments about raping white women and running trains on them, and he made a whole bunch of comments talking about he called the police on 4 black kids sitting in the car just because he liked to see niggas go to jail. So people brought up Adam 22, and they said, hey, if y'all gonna hold Charleston up, y'all gotta hold Adam 22 up as well.
Man,
So
that nigga wait,
you
Adam
and
Fact.
22 does not fuck. I ain't gonna let you do that. Adam 22 is not doing that shit that dude is doing.
no, not the same shit.